I had the pleasure last year of doing a workshop at Caltech. And it was a week-long workshop. I did like a presentation one day, then a series of ABT builds, helping people with their narratives over the next few days. And it was a great experience. Like the students really seemed to get it. I had a few professors come in to kind of like freshen up on the ABT. It was fantastic. But at one point, there was this really interesting moment. So it was the science writing department that brought me in to like give all these workshops, and they're great. They're so great at what they do. They really get the importance of this narrative stuff, and diving into like very complicated science and trying to like craft a narrative out of it. Like some of the best at Caltech. But there's this one member of the program there who came up to me and she said, "I have been trying to figure out what the problem is for this abstract. Like I get the and, I get the therefore, I can't figure out what the but is for the life of me. And it's been bothering me for like a year. Can you help?" And I said, okay, let's give it a shot. So I sat down and I was like, you know what? Let's just make all the blanks. Let's just do a blank and blank, but blank because blank, therefore blank by blank, and see how much of this I can fill in. And lo and behold, I was able to fill basically all of it in, except for this. But once I had all of it filled in except for the but, I was able to like logically piece together what that but probably is. So that's going to be the challenge I'm going to lay at all of you right now. We're going to do a fun little activity. I'm going to read this abstract. I'm going to leave it up on the screen so that you can all see it. And I want you to, in a Word document or a piece of paper, start with basically this and see how many of the blanks you can fill in, and see if from filling in all the blanks, you can figure out what this is. What the heck this is. All right. So let's start off just by reading the abstract so you can kind of get a sense of it. Then after that, I'm going to go away for 10 minutes. And I'm going to come back and hopefully you'll have figured it out. And if you do figure it out, or if you think you can take a crack at it, feel free to post it in chat. I'm really curious to see what you come up with. So let's just start off, like I said, by reading the abstract. All right. So this is the spiders I promised you about. Hearing is a fundamental sense of many animals. Great Earth statement right there. Nice general giving us the topic, including all mammals, birds, some reptiles, amphibians, fish, and arthropods. The auditory organs of these animals are extremely diverse in. Let me try that again. Sorry, I said I'm sick. My bad. The auditory organs of these animals are extremely diverse in anatomy after hundreds of millions of years of evolution, yet all are made up of cellular tissue and are morphologically part of the bodies of animals. Okay? Here, we show that hearing an orb-weaving spider, Laronidius scolopterus, is not constrained by the organism's body, but is extended through outsourcing hearing to its extended phenotype. All right, so this is the interesting part. It looks like we've already jumped to the therefore, the consequence, that which they did. All right. We find that the wispy wheel-shaped orb web acts as a hyperacute acoustic antenna to capture the sound-induced air particle movements that approach the maximum physical efficiency better than the acoustic responsivity of all previously known eardrums. By sensing the motion of web threads, the spider remotely detects and localizes the source of an incoming airborne acoustic wave, such as those emitted by approaching prey and predators. By outsourcing its acoustic sensors to its web, the spider is released from body size constraints and permits the Aryanid spider to increase its sound-sensitive surface area enormously, up to 10,000 times greater than the spider itself. The spider also enables the flexibility to functionally adjust and regularly regenerate external eardrum according to its needs. The outsourcing and supersizing of auditory functions in spiders provides unique features for studying extended and regenerative sensing and designing novel acoustic flow detectors for precise fluid dynamic measurements and manipulation. I will post the link for this in chat for you all. So hopefully you should be able to just copy paste that if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, I'll just have it up on the screen for you. But yeah, this is the challenge. See if you can crunch this down to an ABT. And I'm just going to tell you, your A, don't even worry about the heaven. Like we would need like one of the authors for this paper here to figure out what the heaven is. So just basic setup context for the A. Do a but because for the B. And and make an attempt at the therefore by. Like I said, you should be able to figure pretty much all of this in, except for the but. This is what you're going to have to extrapolate for, just like I extrapolated earlier for that New York Times article. So this is the challenge I am laying down to you. Like I said, I was able to do it in about 10 minutes, and that is how long I'm going to give you. So I am going to take a little bit of a break, and let's see if you all can figure this out in 10 minutes. I will see you soon. Did you figure it out? This was a super, super tough one. And I think the reason I was able to do it and the lady at Caltech wasn't is because basically she didn't have quite the level of detail that we developed by doing this kind of narrative dissection thousands of times over the past few years. She took it to like a really basic and blank, but blank, therefore blank, trying to fill this one in. And just by doing that, she wasn't able to like make that logical jump to figure out what the but should be. But for me, getting the and figured out and the because, which I think the because was pretty clear in this original abstract, then you're able to make that final leap of logic. So, chat, no one wants to make an attempt. We're all keeping our answers very close to the chest. That is fine. I will show you what I got, and you can argue that it works or doesn't work. She was extremely satisfied, so let's see what I put. So here is what I kind of derived. We know that the sense of hearing in all known animals relies on possessing auditory organs that are made up of cellular tissues and constrained by body sizes. So that was just kind of all of the earth elements that I distilled down, all the basic setup material of what it is that we're talking about. We're talking about hearing, and we're talking about the necessary qualities of hearing, cellular tissues and constrained by body sizes. Now but we don't know how the orb weaving spider can hear. This is what I feel like was implied by the ABT, by what they had for the earth and what they had for the because it doesn't use any of the doesn't use and of the previously known. I'm sick, I told you. It doesn't use any of the previously known methods due to being constrained by its body size, and it is lacking the long, wispy filaments that some minuscule creatures use for hearing. Therefore, we have solved this mystery. They didn't really put this either, that the fact that they figured it out, they weren't explicit about it. It was heavily implied, but not explicit. Therefore, we have solved this mystery by showing that the hearing in the spider is functionally outsourced. And then the rest of it is just like, therefore, to support all of that. That's how it's done. That is how you can, when the communicator doesn't take the full burden on themselves, this is how you can alleviate some of that burden from them for not communicating as clearly, by using the ABT as basically just a logic template for trying to figure out what their narrative is, by plugging in all the different parts and extrapolating what they do not make clear.